How's it going, everybody? Do a little bit of review on this Springfield XDM Elite 10 mil I picked up. This is the 3.8 OSP version. From what I understand, Springfield is actually no longer making these. At least that's what I heard. As far as I've been able to tell, you can still order them on their website though. I picked this one up from Bud's Gun Shop because, well, it was a good deal and they had one. It was a little bit annoying trying to find one, but we got it. We got a ADE Advanced Optics red dot up here, which I did a video on a little while back about giving it a shot. This one specifically labeled to fit Elite XDM OSP models, so I went with it because it was a bit weird trying to find optics. There's, you know, several different options. One thing is, this gun does not come with optics plates. You have to go to Springfield and actually get the individual optics plate that you need. And that's kind of annoying to me. Like, if you're gonna pay money for a gun, especially one that you can get with a Hex Dragonfly optic already mounted, well, in the box, what I understand, it's not on the gun. You have to actually put it on the gun when you buy the gun. That's very annoying to me. I feel like you could at least thrown in some optics plate in there, but who knows, maybe it cost them 10 cents less for every gun produced over the course of a lifetime or something. I don't know. So yeah, I have this advanced optic on there with the plate, and we are clear, obviously. Bought this to replace what I was carrying. Smith & Wesson 2.0 is my everyday carry gun. Just something that's a little bit bigger. This is a 10 mil, and if you can find true 10 mil rounds, we'll admit they do pack a punch. These are just FMJs that I have right now. Need to find a good, or do a couple hand reloads on some good quality 10 mil ammo for everyday carry. Get something that's true 10 mil standards, which, if not mistaken, 200 grains at 1250 feet per second was the original FBI standard when they went to 10 mil. And then of course, you know, they had to go down from that and made 40. This one's younger brother, I guess you would call it, 40. You get some of these, you can definitely tell they're 10 mil. They've got some pop. I will admit though, this gun does a really good job at mitigating the recoil. Shot a couple other 10 mils that were like, whoa, you could tell that's a 10 mil. It's gonna hit you in the hand. This one doesn't really that much. I don't know, maybe they did a good job with the buffer spraying or something. It's typical polymer striker fired pistol, nothing really new there. There is no thumb safety allowed, manual thumb safety on this model. It does have a backstrap safety and the blade safety are the only two you're gonna have. They do not make a model with a thumb safety, which is something, if you're big on having a manual thumb safety, you're probably not gonna like. I'm really big on it, especially for everyday carry guns, but I figured I'd take a chance on this because it does have the backstrap safety. So that is something. Mine came with typical 11 round mags, and when you get the gun originally, it should have a mag well flare right here. I got rid of that because it just sits weird with the way, put that in right. You put the mag in, the mag flare here. If you're gonna have a carry gun, it didn't fit right. Like all this in the way with a big mag well. I don't have the largest hands in the world, and even for me, that was been in the way. The 11 round, as you can tell, does fit. Basically fits just about perfect. So it'd be 11 plus 1, which is fine. When I ordered the optics plate, I went ahead and stepped up to one of their 15 plus 1 mags, and these come with the built-in backstrap additions, because this comes in the box with 3 different backstraps that you can use, literally labeled 1, 2, and 3, and they're interchangeable. Gotta pop the pin out there, and you can put on whichever mag or backstrap you like that fits you best. If you order the extra mags, you can order them with whichever backstrap you're running. This was a number 1, so I ordered this with a number 1 backstrap piece molded into it there, which we'll give them credit. It does fit perfect. But, as you can tell, it's definitely out there. It's kind of weird how you can go from, that's 11 plus 1, to just that little bit of extra space. All of a sudden you picked up 4 rounds. If I remember correctly, they make a 13, and I think I'm going to go pick one of those up, especially for everyday carry. It's just a little too much. More is always better, obviously, but it sticks out a little too much. If they had a 13 that shortened it up to about right here, I feel like that'd be much, much better. Overall, with the extended mag, she definitely looks a little more lopsided than normal. But that's fine. It does have an ambi mag release, both sides. You can just push it from either side, it doesn't matter. Nice mags though, the mags are metal, which is nice. Completely metal all the way through. Seem to have real good springs in them. Haven't had a problem or a failure to feed yet. I mean, I think I only got about 80 rounds through this gun, but you know, better than having trouble right off the bat. Let's see, we'll get the trigger. The trigger is not bad. They say it has a nice trigger package in it, which, I mean, I don't think this is going to hold a candle. Actually, I know it doesn't hold a candle. It's a mechanic. I have a couple. I have one Taurus 40, 740 Slim, and the trigger on that thing is totally garbage. The shield, my Shield 45, which this is replacing, about equal to a trigger. It has the blade safety. It's got a little bit of give right there, and then you can feel that wall. It's not a solid wall. It's definitely spongy. There's no clunk, which I kind of like the sponge. This trigger has a real spongy feel to it all the way up until it breaks, but it's very manageable. It makes it to where you can easily get a good squeeze going like that until you hit the hard wall, and then it breaks. Reset isn't terrible. Reset right there, and then squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. It's got a real strong squeeze, but it's not something you're gonna have to fight. I tell you, it actually makes getting off accurate shots a lot easier. This trigger really helps you squeeze the trigger instead of jerking it. You know, always taught to get a nice squeeze, not a jerk. And if you're using this one, you can get a real good, smooth, slow squeeze. One thing I don't like, this indicator right here. For whatever reason, they made it completely stick out the end of the gun. Like, you catch that. Like, there's a fingernails catch there. Why? I have absolutely no idea. Why they felt the need for it to be that long, I don't know. It's not even colored, it's just silver. And gone. Typical Springfield U-notch sights. They really like these U-notch sights. The Springfield Emissary I has them. Supposed to be a True Glow night sight in the front. I don't know if you can see that. But obviously I just slapped a red dot on it. I did shoot a little while with just iron sights, and it's not bad. It's standard 25 yards, point of sight, point of aim, just like pretty much all pistols nowadays, which is when you got your sight picture lined up, right at the top of the U right here, at 25 yards is where it's going to hit. Let's see, let me take this apart. To field strip it or clean it, disassembly is pretty simple. Lock it to the rear, slide that up, release, and she slides right apart. And everything else in here is pretty typical striker fired pistol. Barrel, spring, not much to it. It is solid steel. They do say, and it even says it right here, that these are match grade barrels they come with. That is the only way I know you can order one of these. They all come with a match grade barrel. Maybe that's why this thing's pretty darn accurate. It will definitely outshoot me in the accuracy department. I can give it that much for sure. Does have a loaded chamber indicator right here, which kind of hard to see with the red dot, but you'd have to just kind of get a look at it to know. But again, this is an everyday carry gun, so it'll pretty much permanently stay loaded. This is an everyday carry gun, so it will pretty much stay loaded permanently. What good's a gun if you ain't got one in the chamber? Nobody is fast enough to rack one when they really need to. That's just not sensical, but to each their own. You do not go rolling away. They say it's a hammer forged match grade barrel. Seems good. Feed lips polished. Nice smooth. Don't feel any burrs. Typical pistol polymer barrel there. 3.8 inch. They do make a 4.5, but personally, carry gun, everyday, conceal, the 3.8 was the one I went with. 4.5 just a little bit bigger, really a little bit more closer to a full size than I'd want to carry. She is a little dirty. Like I said, she has been used. Cleaned her once and lubed her up when I got her. It's time to go through it again. And yeah, that's pretty much it. There's just not much to this. If you want, front sight is driftable. No elevation options on the iron sight, obviously, but There again, pistol, most people aren't going to be using those anyway. You're not going to need much elevation change. You got to do an elevation change in your iron sights. You got a problem with the pistol. This is just standard polymer lower. Nothing real special about it. It is a little bit weird. These right here are your only lips that actually hold the slide in place. Just this one little section on both sides. They are metal, so that is a good thing, but nowhere else on the lower receiver does it actually lock in with the slide. Durability wise, I guess we'll have to see how she works. I've seen a couple of reviews on these. People got thousands of rounds to them, no problem, so probably isn't an issue. Personally, would I like to see it come out a little bit further? Yeah. I mean, there's no reason not to. Maybe weight savings a little bit. It's about the only thing I could think of. Well, she is really dirty. Oh yeah, that's pretty much it. If you want to put her back together and make sure that slides up, lock that in, lock it to the rear, fold down your lever, and then you're done. Function check. That's it. All your cleaning done, and you are back in action. So yeah, it does have a Picatinny sight, a Picatinny rail. Wow. For a light, if you want, or whatever you choose, got 3 slots. Thinking about throwing a Surefire on the front, not sure yet. But that's it. It does have a good, as you can tell, magazine injection. Nothing weak about that. And granted, she's basically brand new, so it better have good ejection. She's comfortable. The serrations on the grip itself are noticeable. They're not bad. Like, they don't dig in at all, but they, like, my hands right now are a little slippery, a little oily, and they kind of just smooth right across. Could they be a little better? Yes. And you can tell this is all just injection molded. This one even says made in Croatia down at the bottom here, so. Come out of there, Springfield, Croatia. You can see right there. I don't mind the grips. It's comfortable to shoot. It really is comfortable. It's not gonna hurt your hand. Like my shield, that thing is like sandpaper. It's like they took 40 grit sandpaper and just plastered it all around the grip. Now that's great for shooting. Now if your hands are wet or slippery like mine are now, doesn't matter. They're not gonna go anywhere on that gun. It will chew you up on your sides and your back if you're carrying and you don't have a holster like I have this holster here. It's got the little paddle that protects, you know, this part. But the grip back here, if you don't have a big paddle holster on that shield, it will rub you raw after a full day. It's kind of annoying. However, that one, when I grip it like now, I don't feel like I'm gonna come off the gun. This one, part of me feels like if I let go just a little bit, and shooting a hot load or an actual true 10 mil load, this thing really starting to jump, I feel like she'll slide a little bit. She'll start to come out of my hand. We'll see if it ever happens, or if there's anything you can do to maybe make these a little bit more grippy. I don't think so, but overall so far I'm pretty impressed with it. I wouldn't tell anybody not to buy one. For what they are, price I think is like six something. If you want the with optics model, it's like 8. Personally not a big fan of that optics, so I didn't really get it. But yeah, all in all, good gun so far. Gonna be my new, well, it is my new carry gun. Might, like I said, see if I can find a 13 round mag that fits the hand a little better. Shoots great. Shoots way more accurate than I ever will. And then, yeah, even for a 3.8 inch, seen some other people on the interwebs, they're getting some real good velocities out of this thing. And that match grade barrel, really nice. Yeah, that's all I got. Well, catch you all around.